G'day YouTube, Down to Bricks here. In today's video we're having a look at every Star Wars Ultra build that LEGO has ever released. This is every figure from my collection, and in today's video we are going to have a look at every figure released from every year. And if you haven't heard me say every enough, go back to the start of the video now. Sorry guys, I just had to do it. All jokes aside, the main reason for today's video is to have a look at the 4 new releases, the Last Jedi Ultra builds. I've got them built. I wanted to have a bit of a chat about them, but I really just can't help but breaking out all of these Ultra builds and putting them together like this because they really do look fantastic as a collection. And if you think they look pretty cool and you do enjoy my videos, please give that thumbs up button a smash. I'd really appreciate that. But first, let's quickly go through each year and bring ourselves up to date. The theme kicked off in 2015 and we had 6 releases for the year. So going from left to right, we have General Grievous, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Clone Commander Cody, and Jango Fett. It really was a love or hate year for these Ultra builds because there really was some outstanding figures and there was one in particular that was really quite poor. So my own personal preference, I'm going to just quickly talk through my least favourite to my favourite for each year. So we're going to start at the bottom, and it's definitely the Luke Skywalker. I think everyone agrees that wasn't a great figure at all. I have done a few customisations to my Luke to try and get him to look a little bit better, covered him up a little bit more, added a few more pieces as well, and I think he does look a little bit better like that. The next 2 would be Cody and Fett. I do like the Jango Fett. I really do like the print on him. Both of those have some very cool printing. Next I would say is Obi-Wan. He actually copped a bit of flack too, but I actually really like him. I think he looks great. I'm glad they went with the Clone Wars look because it's definitely the face sculpts that they're having trouble with just nailing down, and I think that more animation look really suits these buildables, and I actually really like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. And next would be Darth Vader. I think he looks outstanding. Love the Darth Vader. Does have a few little problems. I think there's probably too much grey used over the parts there. I would like to see that more in black. The cape doesn't lay quite right as well. That's probably the most disappointing thing with it, but he does look outstanding. We are getting a new Darth Vader in 2018, I believe, so looking forward to seeing that one. But easily, without a doubt, the best one for 2015 is General Grievous, and I've got to say, I don't think he's actually been beaten yet because he is a fabulous looking Ultra build. Such a great character for this type of build, and he is definitely my favourite of 2015. Rolling on to 2016, I think LEGO took it up a notch this year. Again, there's probably some disappointments, but overall, as a collection for the year, I do think there is a step up from 2015. Before I get on to my rankings for 2016, let's have a look who we have on the table. Now, we did have our first release for the Force Awakens characters. So going left to right, we have Poe Dameron, we have Finn, Rey, Kylo Ren, the First Order Stormtrooper, and Captain Phasma. At the end of 2016, we did have a release of Rogue One characters. Again, left to right, we have the Imperial Death Trooper, K2SO, and Jyn Erso. My least favourite characters here, and again, the face sculpts continue to haunt LEGO. So as a group, I think Poe, Finn, Rey, and Jyn all sort of fall in much the same category. I think probably Finn is probably my least favourite out of those 4, and Rey is probably my favourite out of those 4. But moving along, if we look at Captain Phasma, the Stormtrooper, and the Death Trooper, all great looking characters. Love all 3 of those. So that leaves my last 2 as my favourites, and I really find it hard to split these two. So we have Kylo Ren and K2SO. K2 just looks awesome. I really love that character. I really love playing around with the poses you can get out of him. I always just go back to this pose because it's just so much fun. I just think the head sculpt on him, again, Kylo Ren, the head sculpt is fantastic. I have put a hood over Kylo. I think that even just adds a little bit to that character. And no, it's hard to split. I'm just gonna call it a tie with Kylo Ren and K2SO. So before getting into all of the releases for 2017, I did want to spend a little bit of time having a chat about these most recent releases. So first, the characters, we have Chewie, we have the Elite TIE Fighter Pilot, we have the Elite Praetorian Guard, and Rey. Now, starting with Chewie, I've got to say, when I first saw the pictures, I wasn't overly impressed. I actually thought he looked kind of weird. I've got to say, in hand though, he's pretty fantastic. And let's just take a quick look. Each of these panels here have printing on them. So each arm and leg has 2 panels, and we have 2 different types of print as well. So you can see it's just like the tan and dark tan printing on there, and on the upper thigh we have a little bit of light grey in there as well. So 2 different types of print. That continues on the arms as well. You can see the 2 different types there. The chest has printing as well. Let me just spread his arms out there. The chest, and there is a better look at the head, and that is a very nice sculpt. That looks fantastic. So overall, he is pretty cool. A quick look at the fighter pilot. Very, very nice head sculpt. Very nice printing. I think that looks great. Has the breather hose going down. These are printed pieces here as well. We have printed shoulder armor there. Again on this side as well. But overall, a very, very nice figure. And we have another release of Rey. So we have the Last Jedi Rey. So a different face sculpt for Rey. Some more printing on the torso. We have arm printing as well, and we have this little skirt piece as well. And the Praetorian Guard. Now this guy, he looks really cool. New head mold there, that looks great. Love these layered shoulder guards here, that's cool. Nice looking weapon as well. And we do get a little bit of printing down here on the forearm and the chest there. There's a little bit of printing on there. It's a little bit hard to see. Is that coming across? There we go. Bit of printing on there. Lots of detail in this head. So that's all sort of ribbed there. Very nice. And on the legs, you can sort of see the legs there. Red legs, and this nice piece around here too, this cloth piece. That's very nice. So now we have the whole crew for 2017. So again, we have 9 releases for 2017, the same as last year. So the 4 Last Jedi characters we've already spoken about, and then across the back we had some Rogue One characters and some original trilogy characters, which was great to see. So those new characters I've brought in, of course we have Jarrett Imwe, Baze Malbus, we have the Scarif Stormtrooper, the regular Stormtrooper, and then the Scout Trooper on speeder bike. So I've got to say, I was over the moon to see that we were getting some original trilogy characters here. And again, I think overall for this year of 2017 that LEGO did step it up again, because there's really not a bad character here. But we're going to start at the bottom as I have been, and probably my least favourite again is Rey. Again, it really doesn't look like the character at all. That face sculpt, it really just hasn't cut it. Overall, I think the figure is pretty good, but it definitely is the weakest here of the bunch. Baze Malbus is probably the next one there. His face sculpt's not bad. I do like the body sculpt they've done there. I think that looks good, and with his weapon and everything. Jowett Imwe, actually, I'd probably rank him up with the troopers here. The Scarif Trooper, I think, is really outstanding. It's tough to split them, but Jowett Imwe, I actually think that's the best face sculpt they've done. So probably all as a collection here. If we look at the regular Stormtrooper, the TIE Pilot, this Scarif Trooper, Jowett Imwe, and probably even Chewbacca, I really sort of rank all those guys around about the same level. I think they're all outstanding. They all look fantastic. But my pick for 2017, it's come down to two again. We have the Elite Praetorian Guard and the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike. Of course, this is the first time we've actually got a vehicle in this style of build, so I'm very happy to see that. It was rather expensive, those two, but man, does that look awesome. They've nailed the Scout Trooper, they've nailed the Speeder Bike, the Praetorian Guard. He just looks awesome. I can't wait to see that character in action in the new movie, because he really does look awesome. Look, I have to go to my original trilogy roots and go with the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike as my pick as #1 for 2017. Well, I think that just about sums it up for this video. I continue to really enjoy this collection. Honestly, the Ultra Build style, the type of builds they are, don't excite me too much, but just on a collection here to have these characters, the overall look of them, it just really gets me excited. 2017 has been a great year for these Ultra Builds. I really look forward to what LEGO are going to give us next year. Let me know your thoughts on these characters. I know they're one of these LEGO releases that people either love or hate, and there is some people still sitting on the fence. Let me know if you've recently jumped off the fence and you've started to pick up these characters. Let me know your thoughts. What have you really loved from 2017? And what's your pick out of these Last Jedi characters? I'd really love to hear from you guys. And if you missed it the first time, don't be shy. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, because you know I'm going to give you stacks more. Thank you everybody for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.